ladies, gentlemen, gamers, ooh, 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 and League of Legends enjoyers. I was a little out of order with that one, but that's okay. It's about to be 3 a.m. I have work very soon. I didn't get to go over patch notes earlier today, earlier yesterday, but we're here now. So hopefully we will go through this quickly. We will take note of any major changes, and we will continue to question why I'm even doing this series, even though I still kind of like it. I'm always going to go through the patch notes, so I figure, might as well go over them on video like we have, because it's tradition. Although a lot of traditions should end because they're kind of dumb and they're just being done for the sake of being dumb. But either way, we're here at 3 a.m. Let's do this shit. So, Worlds is basically over, obviously. They're probably not going to do any crazy big balance or patch like changes until the new year. So I feel like we're just going to be coasting. However, this is the patch with Zaheen. So this is where I think the only thing left for this year is not really anything, like big game modes or anything like that. It's basically just Zaheen, and I think the ending to the lore. I would be very shocked if they do anything else that's really big for the season. And by that, I mean, for the rest of the year. But Zaheen is pretty big. We'll talk about him a slight bit. And I'm assuming they're going to give us maybe one more cutscene or cinematic, but the lore is moving forward, which is really good. But we're here for the patch, which kind of includes the lore, but kind of not. So let's see. So the biggest thing with this patch that's very, very good is the Summoner's Rift winter map is coming back. Now, let me actually load this music because this is loud as fuck. Holy shit. There we go. Actually, let me just switch it. Perfect. More calm, more serene. But yeah, the winter map is coming back, and this is where Riot, and I always mention this, they always floated around certain ideas that just never got implemented, aka fill but not support. Things beyond Mastery 7, which I guess did eventually come in, although it was really late. But they also had map skins, announcer packs that they were potentially floating around. A lot of those things didn't particularly come in the game, aside from ARAM, where they have different ARAM skins now, but I'm surprised these aren't a thing because I mean, maybe, for cohesion purposes, but as long as the actual, like, bones and skeleton of the map is the same, even if you just change the visuals, if all the terrain is the same too, then that's fine. And I'm sure they wouldn't mind doing it, especially if they could sell it as an alternate thing, which, they love doing that. And that's another avenue I feel like people have been asking for. But regardless, maybe it's too much work for the billion-dollar company. I don't know. But I do know that everyone is basically extremely happy to get this winter map back. And they updated it to be like even better looking. And obviously we haven't played on it yet. The patch is coming out in about probably like 30 minutes to an hour, realistically. But it's amazing. I really love the map. I really love the light and everything. It is so fucking good. I really hope we get into a future where we can have custom map skins. Well, not custom, but like official map skins that we can potentially earn for free, hopefully, but realistically probably buy and use. And we could just have different versions of Summoner's Rift. That's going to be a lot of work on them, especially with all the terrain changes. But again, they're a billion-dollar company. They could do it. Regardless, though, aside from that, like we said, Zaheen's coming in. We'll go over him. And there's some ARAM Mayhem changes, which has been going very strong and very fun. At this point, though, I've played it so much, and there's ARAM Clash this weekend too. Not Mayhem though, I don't think. But I've played it so much that I have my fun with it. It's not as novel, obviously. I've probably played over 50 games of it. Maybe I don't want to say over like 100, but I've probably played like at least 50 games of ARAM Mayhem. It's been very fun. This is where I know what augments I want, though. I know what are good. I hope they return this and they add new augments. I really wish this was a permanent mode. I would love to play this more than ARAM. Because it's doubling down on what makes ARAM fun, which is just the randomness. And some games are duds, but at the very least, it's even quicker than ARAM, which is kind of what League has been leaning towards anyway, especially with Nexus Blitz and all this other shit they've added in. Either way, though, they have some quality of life that speed up champ select, which is great. The Emporium is back, which is great for the rest of the year. And finally, the thing I've personally been waiting for, the Arcane Anniversary event is going to go live, which means I can roll for the JINX skin finally. Almost all of these fucking gacha skins I hated and didn't want. The JINX skin was the first one, and it kind of suffered because it was the first one. And this is the same thing that happened, ironically enough, with the Jin Mythic Chroma that cost a lot of money. It was Dark Cosmic Jin, which basically just made him red, and it was really bad. And then moving forward after it, the Echo skin came out, which was way better. They put more effort into it. And these skins that basically trailblaze the first iteration of whatever is new that Riot's doing tends to be the worst ones. But thankfully, with the Jinx one, they went back and they updated it to make it higher quality, which is great. So now I actually really want to roll for it because the animations are actually kind of nice. And I'm a Jinx aficionado. Either way, aside from that, they're going to add 10 new junglers into play. Interesting. And what else are they doing? Let's see. So TFTs also should be the fun patch, so I'll look at that after I make this video on my Twitch stream. But yeah, we have these new skins which I had no clue about, and when I first saw these, I thought they were fake, but apparently they were real, and we'll talk about those at the end. And then there's Zaheen. So Winter Rift. Ooh, this shit is so fucking good, and they're bringing back all Winter Legacy skins, which is great. And how long is this gonna be on for? New theme skins coming patch 25.24. I'm assuming it's for the rest of the year, if not maybe even a little into next year? Huh. Because they're only talking about the skins going live, but not anything else. And this is patch 20, yeah, 23. Interesting. So I'm assuming it's basically at the least till the end of the year, hopefully. But either way, here we have Zaheen. So I kind of should have said this before, but obvious lore spoilers if you're not caught up. But I absolutely love what they're doing with the Zaheen. So be forewarned, if you're not caught up, go away now. But basically, it looks like for all intents and purposes, until they bring in Zoe, and even if they bring in Zoe, Zen might just be fucking dead. So this is Zen's body. Zaheen took it over. And I'm sad we didn't get Bird Zaheen. It's really, really sad. A lot of people were upset by that, but Zaheen is out. He seems really, really, I don't want to say strong, but like, he seems fun. Now, I've said that so many times, and I said that with Yunara, and I actually really don't like Yunara. But, he seems like he just gets a shit ton of damage. His kit is pretty simple, and he's basically just Aatrox's old fantasy, which is very nice. He's moving the lore forward, which is also very nice, and I'm hoping we get one more big cutscene with him and Zoe, but we'll see. Oh, excuse me. But his kit's very simple. I'm very much hoping to play him, although I don't know where I'll play him because I don't really play Rift. So unless I could get him in Mayhem, which wouldn't even be a good foretelling of him, I might just play Draft and, or not Draft, I might play, Swift Play and just go him in there, honestly. Just to try him out. God, the queue times are going to be so long. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. He seems simple. It was the same thing with Yunara, and I'm sure some people find Yunara fun. I feel like she's weak as shit. And, I don't think Zaheen is going to be the same just because he just stacks damage. He's a character with almost no CC and just straight fucking damage. Like, he's just a brawler, and I like that. Also, to kind of back up what I'm just saying here, where is Yunara on the tier list here? Out of just curiosity, let me check this in the background here. So in bot lane, ah yes, the best bot laner is Brand. Yes, of course. So Yunara is the 30th out of the 32 ADCs, so she's basically almost the worst ADC in the game. Wow. And I feel it too. I definitely have a sense for these things. But yeah, Zaheen's Eternals are delayed to patch 25.24. That's fine. And this time, I think he had a little bit less time on PBE. He only had a week instead of 2, so I think this is fine. I don't think anyone's going to complain, you know, if they delay the Eternals rather than if they delay the champ. So that's fine. Interesting. They don't even have them decide yet. So yeah, anyway, Arcane Anniversary is out. It was 2 years ago, around this time, that Arcane Season 1 came out. So they basically bring everything back. Cool. And they have mini rewards coming with the 8 Arcane themed rewards. Yippee! Which is very cool. Linking penalties across accounts. Oh, so they're doing this big bullshit. So there was a not so recent anymore, I guess, devblog or devlog, whatever it's called, where Riot basically cracked down on a lot of like account sharing, account linking, boosting. I forgot what else they called it, but basically a lot of just manipulating matchmaking and accounts. And now I guess they're just going further with it. So now they're gonna be linking account penalties. When an account receives a penalty, every account is gonna get that. So I don't know if they're going off IP for that, but with what Riot has been doing and how well they've been doing it with the punishments, I'm honestly willing to trust them here because Even though they always butchered the battle pass, in my opinion, this is where when it comes to like the botting issue and everything, they have just gone stupid sicko mode with this shit. And I don't know how they're doing it, but I know they're doing it to where they said themselves they have a 99%, I think, accuracy rate, which obviously nothing can be perfect, but like, god damn, that's very near. Might as well be. So this is where I don't know how they're doing this, but it's probably just better for the game overall. So this is great. Champions. So basically, they want more people to be junglers. But what are they saying here? They're not looking for 3-minute full clears as a way to make them viable. They know autofill is a real phenomenon that can make some games feel hopeless. That's just basically people sucking and not knowing the role. Although to be fair, the role's a little hard, but over time, they've made the role so handholdy, it's crazy. But at that point, you're raising all the skill levels of all people, and then the really good people are probably still going to prey on you because you still don't know what you're doing at the professional level. But, knowing how to pilot your champion has large ramifications. Interesting. With inclusions like Silas, certain champions actually make an entire role more popular. Ooh. The more people playing that role, the fewer autofills. So basically, they just want to inject more people in so that way it's not as shit to play. Huh. And they even saying it's risky. I mean, hell, if there's any time to do it, it's either at the start of the season or I guess near the end, maybe. So they're saying they're just completely non-viable. Really? So almost everyone's going to be able to fucking jungle. Holy shit. Well, I say that with joking, but here. So Aatrox is getting touched. I wonder if he's getting touched because the Aatrox mains are mad that Zaheen exists now, but let's see. So basically, they're making him do jungle damage, okay. VGU was slated for the jungle? Wait, what? Part of his early development. Oh? Interesting. So they're just basically adding, like, damage to that shit. So Ari is getting a buff a little bit because she's kind of weak. They always leaned into the mobility with her, so that makes sense. The W, which is, I would argue, one of the weakest parts of her kits, is getting slightly buffed. That's okay. And BZ can jungle now. No way they're making Ash jungle. Oh, never mind. They're not. They're nerfing her. They're probably nerfing her because of Guma. So they're delivering a suit of ADC changes. Oh, I might not rate this patch high if this is not good for ADCs. Oh, no. Granted, as of right now, I feel like ADCs are in an okay spot. I don't feel like they're overly weak. I always feel like there's kind of a stale picking of the meta ADCs, but I don't feel like they're too weak. But they're not too strong either. So they're saying they're buffing the least common used ones, but we'll see about that. This is where I feel like Ashe is a character where you really have to work on being good with her. Like, if you're good on her, you've kind of earned it, so I don't like that they're nerfing her. But she's been a top performer, and she is very, I don't want to say supporty, but she's a very all-around good ADC because she always is helping either with the slow, with the ult, with vision. Like, at the baseline, even if you're useless on Ashe, you're not really that useless as with someone like Lucian, let's just say, who only really offers damage. The attack speed's going slightly down on Q, that's okay. Kaelin's been fucking too good in my opinion. Kaelin is really fucking good. So they're nerfing the passive headshot damage, that's great. And the non-champion damage is actually getting nerfed too, which I didn't think was an issue. I thought the only champion damage was an issue, but okay, whatever. Kaelin's slightly worse, but I think she's still decently good. Joe is now going in the jungle, holy shit! With his Vorpal spikes, his main thing. Mundo? No fucking way. Oh, never mind. They're just nerfing him, I think. We think Mundo's an appropriate balance of both roles. Very impactful bug fix? Oh? What are they fixing a bug with? Fix the bug where Dr. Mundo was getting maximum damage at 30% missing HP instead of 70. What? Oh, what the fuck? And because of that, they're buffing him. Damn, yeah, because that seems like a fucking nerf. Either way, Mundo seems whatever. Oh my god, not Fizz. Please, not Fizz. So Fizz has really, I think, lost his way. Fizz used to be a terror, and when I say used to be, I mean really long ago. I feel like Fizz hasn't been meta for a long time, which, to be fair, he needs his time in the sun. He's a very fun character, but god, he's so frustrating to play against. At least how he used to be. So what are they doing? So they're making him go jungle. Cool. Most of these are just gonna be jungle shit, aren't they? Yeah, even Jace is going jungle. No way. Okay, no, he's just getting buffed. Thank you, God! So, 59, 60, 260. Oh, no. Okay. So that's +2. Oh my God, but they're just adding extra fours. They're so stupid. Is that even a buff, technically? I don't know how much that extra .4 is going to be. And Jin is really weak, by the way. Jin is not doing too hot. So they're buffing, I guess, kind of his passive, although I think that more might be a joke than anything. But his W is getting buffed by 10. Which is, I guess, okay. This is like nothing, though. JINX! Dude, please, please don't nerf her too hard. She is such a good ADC. JINX wins the largest portion of her games and risks crowding out other champions. Yeah. Yeah. The main thing that, like, if they nerf this, I feel like I'm just gonna cry, is the Q. If they nerf the Q, God help us all. God help all the JINX players. But they can't nerf her too hard because she's about to get her arcane skin back out for the gacha, so. But yeah, JINX is an extremely good ADC. I feel like there's almost never a time where JINX isn't good. So they are nerfing the ultimate by 50. And by this bonus AD too. Damn. Okay. I mean, I already thought this was decently strong. Decently, not huge amounts. Now I feel like it's normal. If they nerf it any more than this, I'll feel like the ult is a little weak. This used to fucking outsmite Smite, by the way, against like Baron and shit, which was so cool. If it was long range. Kaisa! So for some odd reason, Kai'Sa's the most picked ADC, even though I feel like she's really hard for most people. So they're nerfing her base armor, and they're nerfing her cooldown too on her ult. Okay, that's fine. I still think she's okay. She's a little squishy. You're gonna have to be a little bit more careful. Hui! So Hui is the definition of a champion that I think the higher up in the skills you go, the more fun and the more good he is. Obviously, no skill, low skill people can't use him. But what are they doing here? Low quality gameplay. Wow. So they don't like how simple he is. So the solution is either nerf the one thing he's using or buff everything else. I hope they buff everything else. Let's see what they're gonna do. They're kind of buffing. What are they doing? Okay, yeah, they're just nerfing the one thing. I mean, to be fair, his kit is a little convoluted, but how bad is this? The base damage is down. Damage over time is down by a good bit. Jesus Christ, they're taking off 50. And then the total damage is... Jesus Lord, this feels like a big nerf. Holy shit. Okay, Malphite is jungler now. No way she's getting to be jungle. Or she's just getting nerfed. Shout to leagues go for raising awareness. Okay, so they're probably not liking that Faker played her. Ooh. Excuse me. Now, to be honest, one of the main reasons she's one of League's most frustrating champions is mainly because of her W, and Riot knew this. But, they're weakening her ease, cooldown, and self-peel. Interesting. So the passive damage is getting buffed. Wait, what? Passive buffs that required her to take on more risk were successful, so we're heading back to that. They're doubling down on that? So how bad is the nerf to the root? Okay, it's actually a significant amount. Holy shit, they're taking away a lot of that shit, but as long as it roots at all, I mean, over a second, that's still pretty decent, but wow. That damage is going up by a decent amount. Holy schmoly. Later on, wow. That is insane, actually. And that was what I think made Mel so unique, and what drew me to her is honestly the passive. That's very surprising. Anyway, let's keep going. MF is getting a buff. A slight buff, though. Nice. She does feel a little bit weak. She's just kind of an alt bot. And then Ornn. Oh my god, they're buffing him for jungle, too. That's crazy. Rek'Sai, I feel like, is just terrible. Even if you play her top, I still think she's terrible. I saw that shit in Worlds. I was disgusted. But what are they doing? A fairly miserable one to play against. Oh my god. See, this is what they say. They say she's significantly overpowered for those who know what they're doing. I feel like almost no one knows what they're doing with this champion. But granted, what do I know? I'm just an ARAM Mayhem player now. So they're slightly nerfing her. Cool. Riven! I've been seeing a lot of Riven clips pop up again where people are not even complaining about her, but saying she's like top tier. Which is crazy because for a long time she was not top tier. But they're buffing her, so it doesn't even matter. Scion, also a jungler. Skarner. I feel like Skarner is just so weird. I don't know. I hate his update. It feels so like I don't want to say worse, but Skarner's one is just very weird. Either way, they're kind of buffing him. Wow, they're buffing him a lot, especially on the Q. Holy shit. This is where I feel like just Skarner's so weak or he's just extremely strong. Either way, though, he's getting nice buff. Pretty nice buff. Swain, the guy who we might see in the lore soon, or maybe later on. LeBlanc wants to kill him, or at least his demon. Probably him too. And the fact that he's in support is so funny. But, they're buffing his E and his mana. Okay, this is nothing. Swain just doesn't do that much damage, even though they giga buffing him sometimes too. A lot of changes to the Q, a lot of changes to the ult. You could multi-proc it. You could proc it multiple times, which I guess is multi-proc. But I still feel like he just doesn't do damage, which I guess is why he's relegated to support anyway. As a pseudo damage dealer, there he does decent, but not as a mid laner. Don's getting a little bit tankier. Vlad is getting a little bit less stuff here. Wow. Yeah, Vlad is a monster, though. Jesus. Oh my god, they wrote 6-7. Holy shit. Then Volibear, this champion to me is a mess because God knows whatever the fuck he's building. He's getting buffed. Ooh, Zaya! That's getting decently buffed on her passive, too. Wow. Not by much, but that can end up to being a decent amount since it goes through a lot of things. Zeri. Zeri is so bad. Zeri is so fucking bad for so long. And I feel like what ends up happening, especially with ADCs, is Riot gets very like PTSD oriented. When a ADC champion comes out and they're good, they over nerf them and then they leave them in a bad state. I think Samira was like this for a little bit. Jhin was kind of the exception, although Jhin I feel like they leave in bad states a lot of the time too. Varus is a whole fucking other issue. Zeri is pretty bad, and then for a decent amount of time I think Smolder wasn't that good except in pro play. And who knows what they're gonna do with Yunara, but Yunara is near the bottom of the barrel too. Let's see how long she stays there. But whenever they come out, like they're so good, but Riot just gets so scared and they over nerf them. And so with ADCs, I feel like they do this for the most part, but either way, they're giving her more move speed per stack, and I feel like that's fair because that shit doesn't even feel like it really has relevance. Either A, extend the duration, or B, make it ramp faster. And they're kind of going with the faster. I wish they went with the duration, but I guess that just means you really just have to be good at the game. Either way, that's a champion changes, nothing crazy. Sunfire is getting buffed, 2 monsters, cool. And that's it, wow. It's the only item change. Okay, Mayhem! Let's see. Please give us new augments. What are they saying? Making changes to early game augments to remove the possibility of getting back-to-back silvers. Thank you, God. So they don't want silvers to be too often on first. And they want powerful build influencing augments earlier. Yes! Interesting. And this is where for the Bloom portal in Koshin's Crossing, I'm assuming they're changing it where you can't just walk through it, because there's been times, literally even today, where I accidentally walked through that shit when I was just walking like to the side of it. So hopefully you have to click on it now. We're closely monitoring early game excitement and late game stalling. Only some games go long, and a long game by Mayhem standards from what I've felt and played is basically 25 minutes. If a game is going 25 minutes in ARAM Mayhem, it feels like it's been a long one, which is crazy. Wait, there's a new item? Wait, what? They're adding the stat anvil? Holy shit, finally. Because if a game goes long, you just overload on gold, and this is a main way to just get it to be even more crazy, which is the whole point of the game mode, and to hopefully end the games out too. This is actually extremely, extremely good. Oh my god. Wow. What are they doing? Silver will appear less frequently, which is sad because there's some silvers that are pretty decent, like the collector quest ones. I think those are silver, but I don't know. It's now no longer possible to get silver augments back to back. Thank you, God. Potions have been changed to teleport. Thank you, God. Samples have been added for 750. Let's go. Gold, silver, and prismatic are available. Oh. And each envelope comes with a hat. Wow. Those images have been removed. Nice. Although I did like those. And then augment changes. Blown Force is getting buffed. That's really good. Gash is okay, I guess. The Lightning Strike is getting lowered for the requirement. And this is where it was almost impossible to get for. Like, good luck. Unless you got lethal, good luck. Protein Shake is ass. They're buffing it. Self-destruct is... Oh my god, this is actually a lot better now. Holy shit. You needed to die for this before. So, unless you're Karthus, you really shouldn't be incentivized to die. Or Scion. Snowball Roulette is new. Who cares? Still Your Heart got buffed. Repulsor got, I guess, buffed a little bit. And the Earth Champion got buffed. Nice. And then changes, we're not going to go over all these. Bug fixes, who cares? And then even Arena. Environmental Cultivation Wars. Oh! Interesting. New poem is out. The practice tool. They did some shit. And then quality of life. Okay. God damn, there's a lot of bugs. And then finally the new skins. So I didn't realize we were gonna go back to the Rain Shepherd stuff, and I'm actually surprised we're getting Immortal Journey Zaheen again. I think this is a missed opportunity to give us Bird Zaheen. Hopefully that comes in the future, but who knows. But we're getting Rain Shepherd Tristana, which she looks almost like a little goat thing, but she's pretty cute. And then we're getting Rain Shepherd Gwen, which looks really bad to me. Like, I don't know. Her splash looks really, really bad. Also, what is happening in her thing? Is that frog, like, kissing her? Oh my god, it is. I mean, I have to see the end game, but I don't know if I'm too much of a fan of the Gwen one. The Trist one, I guess, is okay. It's almost a little creepy the way she's looking at you. But here's the end game. Yeah, the Gwen one looks like she has, like, safety scissors. That shit looks fucking bad. The chromos look pretty nice, though. But the Immortal Journey Zaheen skin, I'm just shocked they're giving this before Lunar New Year. And because Riot is owned by Tencent, they go crazy for Lunar New Year anyway. Oh, excuse me. Because, you know, League is very big in China now. For better or for worse. Even though they get unique shit in TFT. But yeah, these skins are okay thematically. I'm just surprised we're going more with the Rain Shepherd. A lot of Rain Shepherds seem to be Yordles. Or small people like Milio. Pretty much just Milio. I don't remember the other one. But, these seem okay. Not too many skins, though. I'm assuming next year we might go crazy, but let's just hope going forward the legendaries are going to be good again, and not just only the gacha skins are going to be good. By the way, that's going to be a pretty whatever patch. I'm not really surprised by anything here. I'm just sad some of the ADCs got nerfed. Area Mayhem is good, though, and because they're still updating it, even if it's not as much as I would want, it's still good. Aside from that, they're putting people in jungle. For what they're trying to do, I actually like it a lot. And if it helps the game, which again, I'm going to trust Riot here, if it helps with the variety and the queue times in the game and just general like wins of people just, you know, not dreading the role, I think that's great. And I'll always rep this. Riot has made leaps and bounds in toxicity and just improving the community in general, either through force and fear or through actually banning accounts that ruin the gameplay side of things. I think it's been a vast difference from when I first started. So I'll always give them respect on that. But aside from that, I would say it's a pretty... I'll give them like a 5.5 out of 10 Mark Merrills just because they're trying to do some jungle shit. Even though it doesn't really affect me. But maybe it will, if I ever play Rift again. Either way though, this patch was whatever. Actually, I'll move it to a 6 just because of Zaheen. Zaheen is very cool. But we'll see if I'm going to get baited if he's actually good or not. Either way, that's the patch notes. 6 out of 10 Mark Merrills. Slightly better than just neutral. And we actually made it under than 30 minutes. Let's go! And I have work very soon. So I'm glad we did this kind of quick. Not as quick as the other ones, though. Either way, hope everyone enjoyed. Hope everyone has a good one. And if you want to see more of me, watch me at Twitch TV/Tecnics channel.